The rise of the social media influencer is a phenomenon that has only just come into existence. Someone who wields great influence over online followers is referred to as a social media influencer, which is exactly what it sounds like. The level of effect can and does vary considerably from case to case. While some influencers have a following of a few thousand people, others have a following of several million. An individual who holds a privileged position in the eyes of several different people online is considered to be an influencer, regardless of the quantity of their influence. They can affect not only the thinking of their followers, but also the beliefs that those followers hold. This indicates that an influencer can persuade someone into buying items that they do not need, adopting ideals that are harmful to them, and becoming overly materialistic. Alternatively, they might assist them in ways that are moral and focused on service. But people who can persuade large groups of people are nothing new by any stretch of the imagination. Nevertheless, the manifestation of this age-old phenomenon through the introduction of digital and social technology is unique to this generation and is peculiar to it. Because of this, corporations, nonprofit organizations, government agencies, and even churches are now able to more effectively reach out to and connect with their constituents, which can be helpful when trying to sell a product or advocate for an ideal. The rise of social media influencers is a multifaceted phenomenon that presents society with both positive and negative outcomes. This is typical of most applications of technologies in the myriad ways they are put to use. Nevertheless, it is worthwhile to investigate the problem, which is why we sat down with a member of the PLNU faculty as well as 2 PLNU alumni to gain their perspectives, insights, and knowledge on the topic. An examination of the concept of influencer. Anyone who has a social media account and a group of following friends and family members can be considered an influencer because the term social media influencer can be loosely used to any person who can inspire behavior with his or her followers. However, the term is most frequently applied to persons who are in a position to persuade a sizable number of their followers to engage in a particular course of action, such as making a purchase. To put it another way, the term influencer most commonly refers to those who are assisting with the marketing and advertising activities of one or more organizations, whether they are doing so officially or not. This concept has been around for well over a century when viewed from the point of view of marketing. According to information provided in an article published by Forbes, the practice of companies employing individuals to influence the purchasing decisions of prospective clients stretches back more than a century. For instance, in 1905, actor Fatty Arbuckle was urging potential consumers to smoke Myriad cigarettes, and in 1893, Nancy Green, a former slave, was the face of Aunt Jemima pancake mix. Both of these individuals played a role in marketing these products. According to Michael Weiss, PhD, a professor of marketing at PLNU, social media influencing is an extension of what firms have done for a very long time. The only thing that has changed is the instruments. For a very long time, they have been successful in acquiring sponsorships, testimonials, and product placements. In the past, marketers had control over the tools, and they were the ones who selected what content should be displayed and shared. Because access to the customer was somewhat restricted, through this medium, a great deal of influence was granted to the many brands. The power has been idealistically transferred from the brand to the customer as a result of what social media has done. Because marketers no longer have the same level of control over the message that is sent by a brand, and because customers now can influence how others in their social networks see a particular company or product, Weiss explained why this is the case. The value of using social media influencers to enhance a brand's marketing reach is something that major companies have undoubtedly recognized and begun to capitalize on. One of Estée Lauder's representatives has admitted that the company spends somewhere between 30 and 50% of its social media and digital media expenditure on paying social media influencers. In addition, since 2015, the total number of social media influencer platforms has increased from 190 to 740, and their market value has reached $6.5 billion. However, one of the most significant distinctions between traditional marketing and modern influencer marketing is the perceived genuineness and sense of familiarity that may be communicated to customers. Now, instead of potential customers having to watch a commercial in which an NBA great is seen wearing a clean shave that was provided by Gillette, they can follow the star on Instagram and see him using the product in his regular life. However, the celebrity social media influencer is not necessarily the most effective, even though they typically have a big number of followers. The non-celebrity influencer, on the other hand, can be more compelling because of their apparent sincerity and familiarity with the target audience. People are most interested in hearing from folks who can relate to them on some level and whom they feel they can trust since they share similar experiences. This indicates that a teenage girl is more likely to follow advice on makeup from a fellow teenage girl who exhibits competence, authenticity, and relatability than she is to seek advice on makeup from a pop star. These types of influencers are referred to as micro-influencers, or nano-influencers, because they typically only have a few hundred or thousand followers as opposed to hundreds of thousands. It is possible that employing a couple of hundred micro-influencers rather than a handful of celebrities with large followings would be financially beneficial for a corporation. Not only can this be done at a significantly reduced cost, but businesses have also come to learn that certain types of social media influencers are often more effective than others at actually persuading followers of the value of a certain commodity or service. As opposed to a celebrity, I may regard a micro-influencer as more genuine and authentic, particularly if that person is someone I like and with whom I maintain a connection via social media, YouTube and Slash, or a blog, among other online platforms. For instance, if someone who is more like me is assisting me with my home decor or with my physical fitness, I am more likely to believe them than I would typical corporate message, as Weiss explained. The risks involved with having influence. There are risks involved with everything that promises the appeal of free goods and services, status, power, and fortune. These risks apply to anything. To begin, influencers could give the impression that they genuinely enjoy a particular product, but they might be advertising that product so that they can acquire it for free or in exchange for money. Second, the culture of social media influencers can push individuals to attempt and build up their number of followers for the wrong reasons. This is typically done to attract the attention of particular brands in the expectation of earning money or becoming famous. This indicates that devoted followers have the potential to be misleading or to have a false image or narrative fed to them by an influencer. Lawrence Scott, writing for The New Yorker, draws a witty comparison based on the evil connotations of the moniker of the influencer, stating that the influencer could be a Batman villain, alongside the Joker. The parallel is without a doubt something to think about. Some people use their platforms solely to accumulate wealth or items, and they do this by inauthentically stressing the benefits of a certain product or service. When it comes to goods or services that can change a person's perception of who they are, this can be a particularly hazardous practice. Problematic behaviors include, for example, promoting unhealthy dietary practices or apotheosizing a certain level of physical fitness. It has the potential to lead its adherents to develop negative perceptions of themselves, foster feelings of inadequacy, and promote an epidemic of narcissism, vanity, and consumerism. Did you like it? Tell us what you think of the video in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting videos.